What's going on, traders? I hope you guys are ready to have a great Valentine's Day. I know that we're going to get into the market. We're going to talk about what was hot, what swing trade I got, and why do I love gold, I tell you.
It's time for Money Making Mitch. When investors need a story, we're going to the moon. Welcome to Money Mitch, where story is everything. I'm here to find you the next opportunity. It's all about the green hands. Now we all know the bull market is here to stay. Money Mitch.
What's going on, traders? Let's go ahead. Let's get right to it. Let's jump into the market. Let's see what we're seeing out there right now. We're in this sideways action here. Don't really see too much going on, but as you can see, after hours, we've kind of gone sideways, and I drew this trend line to see if we were ever going to break it in the open, in the intraday, and we didn't break it. So this trend line comes from that low today, low being down there towards a tick down there of 435.34. I think you definitely keep this on radar. I think it's important to see if we're going to break down that trend line, or are we going to come back up towards the 442s? That's the upside that I'm looking for right now. Upside move is back above 442. If we can't hold that 442, I think we come back down towards the 428. So just be careful out there. We'll see what happens this week. Of course, news over the week of Russia. Yes, I'm talking about it. What is going on at Russia? What is going to happen? Are we going to go into war? What could happen if we do go to war? What stocks should we be looking for? This is the important thing that I love to talk about right here on Money Mitch. So hit the thumbs on up if this is what you want to talk about. And of course, throw up in the chat. Do you got a stock that you're looking at just in case Russia does go to war? We'll go ahead and talk all about that. Let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm getting ready to go ahead and jump really quickly through this. I'm going to wrap up a little bit earlier today at 4:55 just because I got to get going, got to get to the gym, got to get to getting some flowers, getting some nice gifts on the way home. You know what I mean? You got to take care of the fiance. You guys out there, smash the like. Give some love to your spouse if you got a spouse out there, or maybe you just got a girlfriend, or maybe just a friend that you just want to give some love to, show some love. It's Valentine's Day, and let's keep it going. Let's go. Say hi in the chat too if you're new, guys. Let's go. All right, guys. Consumer cyclicals. What's going on? Auto parts moving a little bit. Nothing much there. Let's get into what I really want to talk to, which is, of course, GOLD was a trade of the day given on live trading, and you can tell here we had a good day in gold. And if you can look at here on our index, look how we're starting to really push here. We talked about this last time, how we were in this buy zone and we were starting to see this push on gold. Now we really got through the trend line and we held it on that. Now we're really starting to get strong. And you can see here the MACD on the bottom side showing us that nice conversion here. Let me go ahead and take myself down so you can see that. When you get that kind of crossover on the downside, then you get that whipsaw right back over the line. And then when it comes back, it holds it and pushes. That's showing you that good momentum. If you can see here on the index, volume getting bigger into the move, which is what we want to see, right? We always talk about how when we get those breakouts, we want to see that volume increase, showing us that buyers are taking positions too, taking that shot on the long side. We'll see how this continues. Some gold trades you guys can keep on watch. Of course, today we did have some stocks that made a nice one. I'll give a new one here. GFI. I don't think I've talked about this one on here before. I'm taking a look here. Had a really good day today. You can see here it popped on up into Friday and then held sideways today. Look at this continue to move. We'll take a look at the daily chart as this continues to pop. This one could make its way towards 13 and 14. GFI Gold Fields. And let's talk about the one that I took my swing trade on. Yes, I got a swing trade on, guys. It's time. It's time for the money trade of the day today, guys. Given out on live trading, taking a swing trade on AU. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. See how we're seeing on that trade and how's the trade working for us, right? All right, guys. So you can see here we're up there towards 2150s. We got into this one At first entry was at 21.25. We got another entry at 21.22s, and then eventually an entry at 21.20s, bringing our average around 21.23s. Now we're starting to see this one really push. We've gotten 3 entries in this one, so this is kind of a bigger position for me as I'm really taking a swing here in gold. Now we're starting to see this. Let's look at the daily chart. Daily chart really started pushing on up. I'm going to look for a lift towards 2250. That will be the first resistance that we run into, and then we would look for a top sale up there towards 25. Let's see if we can get on up there. That's AU, and this was a stock that was brought right here on Money Mitch, so definitely smash the like, and let's keep on going. Let's catch up with the chat. What do I see on out there being mentioned? Remember to get a significant others from flowers. Yes, guys. Stocks and flowers today, guys. That's what it's all about, guys. Let's keep it going. Hertz, weird trade, had to sell for 100 in BRCC at 15. All right, let me see that one. BRCC. Ooh, beverages and wines. Yeah, that's a little bit of a weird trade. I don't know if what happened there, Hertz. You got to tell me about that. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow on pre-market prep. Maybe we'll bring you on. You can tell us about that trade. Uncertainty, rates, war, safety, all gold. Yeah. GDX, of course, you can look at GDX. If you take a look at the ETF Gold Miners, this one doesn't look bad either. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly has now a nice setup. It is starting to catch on up. This one kind of moves a little bit slower, so you might have called a good lag play. Let's call the bottom right around here. This is where we don't want to see it come back down below. Let's say this 30.62. We're looking for a push towards 35 at GDX. Let's see if it can get moving. Not a bad one to take a look at. Of course, guys, I always give stocks out on live trading. I gave out more than 20 stocks today, guys. It's so important to kind of give your watch list. And I gave my watch list, guys. Of course, you guys go to live trading if you guys wanted to check out all that. I went through every single one. I'm not going to go through all of them right here, but I will go through some of them that I'm still keeping on my radar for this week. Let's take a look at some of these. Of course, a lot of it is in basic materials. I'm looking for things that are hard, like hard assets, like Beach Bum Trading says silver and gold right here. That's what I'm looking for, guys. That's what I'm looking to play, and we'll see what happens. All right, money. You forgot the wine. Hey, got to get the wine. Pinky on up on the wine, though. But I got to take it easy on the wine, because if not, you never know. I don't want to wake up tomorrow with a little hangover, but we'll see what happens there. Aluminum, one to watch. Definitely Alcoa, really strong in the last 3 weeks. Look at that. It did take a kind of a pause day, but still going on up. Alcoa making good moves there. Another one you can take a look at is CNX. We've traded this one before. Looks like it wants to take out 20. Really looks strong. 1936, big resistance above it. Look for it to take that out tomorrow. If not, look for a kind of cup and handle pattern. You can see here on the weekly on CENX. Look for it to continue through that 20. It could go sideways at 18 first and then take it out, but I'm liking this chart here. Steel, another one to keep on watch, right? It had that nice pullback week. Now let's look for that real lift day. Tomorrow's where I would really start looking for that. Let's take a look here. You see U.S. Steel coming on back there. Look at the daily. You had a nice pullback to the 9 EMA, 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. It's looking good here. Let's look for it to kind of hold this and take it out tomorrow. We're going to look for a push above here. Above 24s tomorrow will show us a good confidence day in U.S. Steel. And for that being mentioned, you can take a look at some other steel plays. NUE is one to definitely watch. Nice pullback day. Look for that to take out 121 tomorrow. I'm really going to keep this one on radar. And GGB, guys. GGB is another play that I'll give you guys. This is a cheaper one. Pulled back today, but don't lose sight of it. It was looking really strong. Had a good amount of volume today. I'm going to look for this one to get back above 6. And this is a cheaper play. It doesn't move as fast. But, of course, if you need a cheaper play to look at because you don't have that much capital and you want to take one of these, not a bad one to take a look at. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Who do we got out there? Oh, and the Cool Whip. Miss Whitehorse says, don't forget about the Cool Whip. Woo. You can't forget about that. The collectibles, too. Yeah, the NFTs, right? Isn't that what you're giving for Valentine's Day? NFTs, guys? Isn't that what you're supposed to give? Right? Nothing like a Bored Ape to tell someone you love them. If only someone gave me a Bored Ape. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going, guys. Can't blame you out there for thinking, what is Mitch talking about today? He is definitely off of there. Let's go ahead. Let's get to it, guys. I want to start talking about other stocks out there that you guys can keep on watch. Of course, oil. Oil is one I definitely keep on watch also, guys. Oil kind of pulled back today, but I think it's just in watch, and you could see this really take on off. XOM is one that I'd keep on watch. And for the day tomorrow, I'd keep on watch a day trade one, which is Gush. You can get this downward trend. I'm going to look for a rip right back on up there towards the 121s. We'll see if this one can get moving. Appreciate you, John, joining on up and becoming a member. Hey, if you guys want to throw the Mitch, that's what I'm talking about. My man throwing up the Mitches. Hey, can't blame you for doing it. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going out there. Tangible. Ron, if you got a stock you want to call out, go ahead and throw it on up. Of course, Edwin. Strawberry Fields forever. Can't go wrong. Beatles got to do the strawberries. Can't go wrong with a little bit of strawberry, right? A little bit of strawberry, a little Cool Whip action. UCO, let's go, Hertz. All right, Hertz is taking a look here at some crude action. Can't blame him for that. I did want to take a look at the Boyle Life natural gas. Can we get this to start moving? This one did hold on up today. We'll look for this one to really get hot. I mean, if we do get into the war environment, I think Boyle is going to be a monster move. So now you got to look at this 31 for pullbacks. I'm really seeing this kind of build up a nice hourly pattern. You know, you kind of got this push on up here. Now you get this pullback. You get this pullback action. You get a next lift. A lot of people probably getting too excited right now. I'm going to look for one more pullback around here and then see that hold at 131 one more time and then look for that nice takeout of 33. We'll see what happens in Boyle, but definitely on play. And UCO, keep it on play too. CRM being called out in the chat. We'll get into that, Ron. I know that you gave us and you joined up, so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick look of Salesforce for you. So to me, daily chart is bearish, right? I mean, look at this. You just broke down. So to me, I always talk about, can you reclaim levels? So 211 is that important level on the upside. If you don't reclaim that, then of course you could look to the downside. Okay, so one of the things that I'd look at the hourly today, you had that sideways consolidation there. Look at the 211s right above it. Look for that to kind of break on the upside. If not, downside action could break you through. Downside action, you want to see a clear close below, let's say 204 on the downside, and then you can see some downside action on Salesforce. I hope you're not trading this on the upside because it does look a little bit scary, especially with this def cross that you got here when the 50 crosses below the 200-day. That def cross, not a good sign. You want to at least see this line start curving. This is the 50-day on the daily. Look for this to start curving towards the 245 to show you at least some support buying and some kind of buying off of the moving average and the 204s, the 205s down there. But what's the next major support? Next major support is right underneath it down at 204.05. So as long as this area can hold here, you could reverse out of it, but you need to get back above that 211. All right, strawberry, alarm clock, incense, peppermints, OG. There you go. Zen Bush, why not, right? Hey, get a little edible action going. All right, not trading it yet, waiting for an entry. There you go, Ron. So to me, 211 gets you excited because 211 will get you that trend change, and then you'll be back into this consolidation zone where you're still getting it off of the support, but it hits a resistance and then holds that resistance. FLWS, Miss Whitehorse, is this kind of your Valentine's play of the day? This one got hit hard on the earnings, but yeah, at least for tomorrow, take a look at this, guys. Take a look to see if maybe you get a little bit of a pop. I don't think it would last, maybe getting on up there towards 1750. But sometimes as a day trader, it's not a bad one to take a look at. One of the things that I like is some sideways action off of that 1 hour and 1522s down here. If it gets back into this zone up here above 1625s, it's going to be looking good. Later, wants to at least make its way up towards, let's say, this 1650, and then you got your next level on up. When you take out that, you'll be going up towards, let's say, 1740s, looking to get up there towards the 18s. I'll actually set an alert for us to get alerted if we do start making a move on this one and get on up there, we'll go ahead and get alerted. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Let's set an alert at 16:15 to alert us if it does get back above those levels. All right, Nvidia being called out here. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at some stocks that you guys want to take a look at. I could go through stocks that I have all day, and I will go back to some of them right near the end. But like always, guys, I'll take some stocks from you guys. All right, Nvidia needs to hold this 239. If not, it looks like it wants to get towards that 225. It's going to be all about the Fed. If they just drop a rate hike, this can easily break through that 230. So for tech, you're watching Fed. What's going on, Richard? How you been, man? It's good to see you. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Hope you had a good one, and hope you have a great Valentine's Day. Let's go ahead and Dana talking about the lucid dreaming out there. Can't blame you. One of the things is we did see it catch a little bit of a bounce today. We'll see if it can hold that bounce. 28 is so important. If it can close above 28, you're going to start looking a little bit better. If not, watch out. Could come right back to 25 tomorrow. Moderna taking a hard hit here, Irma. Let's go and take a look here. Moderna taking a really hard hit. I mean, when you take a look at it, look at these biotechs. Biotech's really starting to get weak here as of late. If you look here on the daily, it doesn't look really good. It looks like it wants to break down through the lows on the index. And then when you start taking a look at some of these bigger kind of manufacturers, you're going to see some weakness. And they're all showing weakness. It's not only one. Even one that I like Pfizer, has been showing weakness. So what I would look for is like a leader like Pfizer to kind of turn around first to give me a little bit of strength sign. But for right now, they're just not looking good. For Moderna, important levels to watch. I'd look back at the monthly because this is starting to get really kind of choppy here. And so one of the things is you want to see if can it hold back towards the next monthly. That's 101. It could be all the way back down there. And in the last 3 months, it's looked pretty bad. And on this way down, it could catch support at 101. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going on out there. Airbnb being called out by Richard. Let's talk about some reopening trades, right? How are the reopening trades? I called that last week, and man, we got a turnaround on Friday that was brutal. That was all based off the Russia news. But if you look today and you take a look, relative strength, Airbnb held up pretty well. It's coming on back there and has earnings coming on out this week. So keep your eyes on Airbnb. Could have a great week. I still like it. And if you take a look here at some other kind of Hilton, you want to see that kind of take out the highs, go through the 160s. This is a good look. Marriott is another one that I'd call out. Keep your eyes out on these reopening trades. They are still looking good, and you got some opportunities for pullbacks like Carnival. Carnival released today that all their ships would be selling or would be sailing in the summer. Keep your eyes on these plays. AAL is another one I'd give. Good pullback area. If it goes back through 19, just a move back towards 19 from where we are right now, you're talking about an 8% play. If it gets back towards 20 from here, which is where I would try to be targeting, I think that's a 14% move. So that's not a bad looking trade there on these reopening trades. And we'll see if they can catch and hold. One thing I will tell you is airlines did push on up last week and holding well right now. We'll see if it has a strong day tomorrow. Can you check on RCL? Yeah, RCL is kind of the similar chart. The big thing about RCL is that it moves less volatile. So what does that mean? So that means that you're probably going to lose less when you lose on a stock like this, but you're probably not going to gain as much also. So CCL is a little bit more volatile, gives you a little bit more kind of percentage moves when you're looking for that. But I do like how this is setting on up. If you take a look here on the weekly or monthly, you can see the clear bottom at 75. You can see that we're trying to get back above 85s where we could really start pushing towards, let's say, 100. And so keep your eyes out on a major breakout on the long term. I'd use maybe the weekly for that. And you can see here a pullback to, like, let's say, into this area. And I'm going to try to draw it on out here for us. So a pullback that stays in this candle, as long as it stays within this candle and kind of holds that 90 EMA and then eventually takes out the 85s on the upside, I would like this look for RCL reopening trade. So maybe take a sideways week and then it breaks out. All right, let's keep going. Bill bringing in here defensive stock, Powell, ammo starting to push on up. I think this is one that retail is watching, not maybe so much kind of bigger money, but it's not a bad trade. It is catching a support, and a lot of people look at this when you do have these types of situations. Levels to watch are $5 tomorrow. I'd keep a watch if that breaks. You're looking good. LMT looked really good after this bullish engulfing candle, and it came back today. Didn't completely change the mood here. The big thing is it needs to get through 400 tomorrow. I'm calling it like that. If LMT gets through 400 tomorrow, it's going to be looking great. If not, I'll get rid of it. The Kathy Wood strategy. That means just buy the dip. Buy the dip. Buy the dip sometimes works, man. Kathy's actually looking really bearish here. If she gets through 70, we're going to look for a real takedown on Kathy. We'll see what happens. Prague. Let's take a look here. All right, guys, let's take a look. Prague getting a little tired here. Let's keep going. It's been a long day here. All right, guys, Prague getting back up there towards the 188. I do have an alert for above 202 on this to really start looking at it. It still hasn't gotten through that level, so unless it gets through $2, I'll keep my eye off of it. What's going on out there, guys? How we doing? The Catwood. Dollar cost average. That's not a bad one. All right, let's go ahead. Roblox earnings, says Juan. What's going on with the blocks? Blocks is a little scary here because it's in a bear flag, and with earnings could be down towards, let's say, who knows, 60, or it could be just as up as, let's say, 86. With earnings, I personally just stay away, guys. When we talk about earnings plays, they're just like this. Flip. Oh, it went my way. Flip. Oh, it didn't go my way this time. Flip of the coin, guys. So one of the things is with the earnings, you have to know so much, and sometimes you get beats and the company goes down still. So just be careful, guys. You never know what can happen, especially in earnings. I'm hanging in here. I'm hanging in here. Let's go. LMT dropped the acquisition of Aerojets. Yes, that definitely probably held them back a little bit today, but doesn't mean that they won't break through that breakout tomorrow. Keep your eyes on it. Could have been kind of one of those catalysts that turns some eyes away, and all of a sudden we get a big breakout tomorrow. All right, we'll see what happens out there in the stock world right now. Guys, throw in some stocks. Let me know what you guys are looking at. I was looking at one today in food distribution to see if we were going to get another lift. USFD didn't get that lift, but it was looking strong. So watch this one tomorrow to see if it gets back to 38. That's one not to keep an eye off of. Another one I tell you guys to watch is, it sounds weird, but T-Mobile. T-Mobile actually looks strong. I think this one could push on up there through 129s, so don't take your eyes off that one. Discovery, I did make a nice day trade today on Discovery. We'll see if this one continues. I do like the look. If it gets back through 30s tomorrow, to continue up there towards, let's say, 31 and towards 31.50, so you guys can keep an eye out on Discovery, or maybe even Fox to catch this 38.60 support and get back up there towards 39.50s and start trending towards the 40.50. Not a bad one to take a look at. Manny, how you doing, man? You got a stock for me? Throw it up. Not a bad one to do. Harry calling GE. I haven't taken a look at GE in a little while here. Let's see if we're catching some support. Looks like we're still in a bearish trend until it gets back above 97.50. And then into the 99s is when I'd look for the upside. If you're looking for downside, you want to see if these wicks start breaking here. And so 96.33 on the downside, you can see here, what do we got? 1, 2, 3 support tries. If it breaks there the next time, that's the fourth test. We talk about the rule of 3 all the time here on Money Mitch. That could be the flush out right there. All right, turning up the music here as we're getting towards the power hour. I'm about to go ahead and get on out of here. The power minute, I'm going to call it. I'm going to go through as many stocks as I can in 1 minute, and I'm going to say bullish or bearish, so throw it on up. We'll see what happens. All right, ATAI. All right, let's see what I can see here. It's bullish right now, holding 550s. NIO, I'm looking at stocks out there. I'm going to go ahead and just pull down the names, but I will kind of call them out what I'm looking at. Let's do NIO here. Let's look at the daily chart. I was watching this one to get back above 26.15. Does look bearish until it gets back above that. I'm not looking at it. Car Car had a good day today, finding some bottom around the 180s. You can see some bottoming action around here too. So unless the 175 breaks, I wouldn't look at this bearish. I would look at this for the upside above 200s. I use the MACD? Yeah, the MACD's right here on the bottom. See this one right here? MACD's right there, man. I use a lot of indicators. So my main thing about indicators is not necessarily trading off them, trying to use them to describe the chart or get more picture understanding about what you see going on. And then up here is money indicators. Here you got MACD. Here in the middle, you got RSI and average true range. All right, MU, let's go. All right, MU, I'm going to be looking for this to continue. This one actually looks strong here for tech. Not a bad one here, guys. It's actually holding on well here. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line underneath. It needs to hold this 88, get back up through the 96. But of course, what you want to do is you want to see the Qs kind of ripping, kind of giving you a little bit of strength to show you that it really wants to take off and get back into this area. So just be careful. But this does look bullish right now, especially on the 1 hour, Kevin Blair. Let's go ahead. Last one, Amazon. Amazon kind of holding on tight there, wants to get back on up here. Big level for it is going to be back above these levels here into the 3,500 and 3,300s, into that area. Once we get back up into the zone, we're going to have some moving average support. And you also got the big trend line, right? Higher lows, higher lows. We kind of rejected from that level. We need to get back into that level that's up here into those 3,300. And you can see that red line. That's from the lower highs that we kept kind of following. We looked like we were going to break out, and then we broke down, held it as resistance, could come back down this way. Ford is one definitely on my radar, guys. I'm going to keep on watch. I'm looking for the 200-day to come into play, and then we'll see what happens in Ford. All right, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap on up. TRIX indicator. Oof, I'll do one more just in case. Oil, gas, not a bad one to take a look at. Let's take a look at the weekly. This has been on a massive downtrend, but it has moments where it has spiked, and when it spikes, it stays in a spike. So look for that to kind of trend change. So to me right now, I draw on the weekly, and I needed to get back above, let's say 7 for me to even take a look at this. Right now on the daily, it's kind of balancing out down here. You needed to get back above 7 for you to even take a look at it in my eyes. So I would actually use this high that I clearly see on the chart. The high right there is 706. So until it gets back above 706, I wouldn't be in the bullish sense. All right, let's go. That's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to get on out of here. Go enjoy whoever it is that you enjoy, spouse, loved one, or maybe it's just a friend. Give them some love, give them a hug, and whichever way, be there for them. That's what it's all about. Hit that thumbs on up, and we'll see you next time right here on Money Mitch. Like always, guys, come check out live trading. This is where we literally do what we talk about right here on this show. We do it live. You guys need to be there. I'll see you guys there tomorrow. Like always, hit that like, and let's keep going on Money Mitch.